The station nightclub, it'll look cool. 90 seconds. That's all it took to turn a rock concert into one of the deadliest fires in American history. February 20th, 2003, West Warwick, Rhode Island. The club is small, too small for 460 people, but they're all inside. Low ceiling, walls covered in black foam. The band Great White is about to play, and their tour manager has a last-second idea. Let's use pyrotechnics. It'll look cool. No one says no. No one asks, what if? The sparks ignite, and the countdown begins. First 5 seconds. Sparks hit the ceiling. The foam ignites. People clap. They think it's part of the show. 10 seconds. Flames race across the ceiling. Fast. Like gasoline. 15 seconds. Thick black smoke. Someone screams, "Fire!" Now they understand. 20 seconds. Everyone runs toward the only exit they know. The one they came in through. Here's the problem. The door is 1 meter wide. 460 people are trying to fit through it. 30 seconds. Bodies pile up. Those in front are crushed. Those behind keep pushing. They're creating a human plug without realizing it. 60 seconds. Pitch black. Zero visibility. The smoke is toxic. Breathing becomes impossible. Some find side exits. Others walk in circles. Meters from fresh air. 90 seconds. The entire club is on fire. Those outside survive. Those inside don't. When firefighters finally enter, they find dozens of bodies stacked in front of the exit, piled on top of each other, crushed while desperately trying to escape. 100 dead. Later, investigators discovered the foam on the walls was not fire retardant. It was illegal, highly flammable, basically solid gasoline, installed to save a little money. The tour manager didn't know. The band didn't know. The audience didn't know. But someone did, and chose not to say anything. 90 seconds, 100 deaths. To look cool. Costa Concordia. Let's get closer. January 13th, 2012. Off the coast of Gio Island, Italy, the Costa Concordia is sailing on a Mediterranean cruise, a floating city with over 4,000 people on board, restaurants open, music playing, people taking photos, calm sea, perfect visibility. The captain decides, let's deviate, just a few minutes. There is no emergency, no bad weather, just a close pass, a salute to the island for those watching from shore. The ship leaves its route. Minutes later, it strikes a submerged rock. The impact tears a 115 feet gash in the hull. Water floods in fast. Electrical systems fail. Lights go out. Announcements to passengers, they come late. Everything is under control. It's not true, but it calms them. It convinces them to wait. It keeps them inside. The ship begins to list. Corridors tilt. Furniture slides. People lose their balance. Elevators stop between floors. Cabin doors jam shut. Some hallways flood. As the angle increases, moving becomes impossible. Stairs turn into walls. Gravity works against escape. Some reach lifeboats. Others remain trapped in dark passageways, just meters from open air. 32 dead. The investigation finds no mechanical failure. The ship was in perfect condition. Just a pointless deviation. A decision made for show, when applause matters more than caution. 32 deaths, not from a storm, from applause. Byford Dolphin released the clamp. Wait, let's do something different this time. First, I'll explain something important. Then I'll show you what happens when you get it wrong. When you dive deep, your body absorbs gases under high pressure. Nitrogen, helium, dissolving into your blood and tissues. If you ascend too fast, those gases expand instantly. It's like opening a shaken soda can, except instead of soda, it's your blood, your lungs, your brain. That's why deep sea divers live in pressurized chambers for days or weeks, and decompression takes hours. Slow, controlled, precise. Now that you know that, November 5th, 1983. Byford Dolphin Platform, North Sea. The Byford Dolphin is an offshore industrial platform. 4 divers have been living in a pressurized chamber for days. Pressure, 9 atmospheres, the same as 295 feet underwater. The chamber allows them to reach the seabed daily using a pressurized capsule, so their bodies never experience pressure changes. They're about to begin final decompression, a standard procedure, done hundreds of times. There's a strict sequence. 1. Close inner door. 2. Equalize pressure with the adjacent chamber at 1 atmosphere. 3. Release the external clamp. A technician is performing the procedure, a simple, boring routine. He follows the steps in the wrong order. He releases the clamp before equalizing pressure. What happens next doesn't take seconds. It takes a fraction of a second. Physics doesn't forgive. A chamber at 9 atmospheres connects instantly to 1 at 1 atmosphere. The air explodes. No, explosion isn't the right word. It's more like violent expulsion. One diver is sucked through a 2 feet opening. His body is wider than 2 feet. I won't describe what they found. I don't need to. The other 3, instant death. Blood boiling, organs torn apart, bones shattered from the inside. 4 men, less than 1 second. Investigation, no malfunction. The equipment worked. Physics simply did its job. The problem? One man performed 3 steps in the wrong order. Step 3 before step 2. In a normal workplace, that means redoing the task. In a decompression chamber, it erases you from existence. Bhopal disaster, ignoring the warnings. December 3rd, 1984. Bhopal, India. Let's make a list. Pesticide factory. A tank filled with methyl isocyanate, an extremely toxic gas. That night, several decisions are made, all small, all to save money. Decision 1, delay maintenance. We'll do it next week. Decision 2, shut down cooling systems to save electricity. Decision 3, reduce staff. We don't need that many people. Decision 4, ignore alarms. They go off all the time. Decision 5, don't warn nearby neighborhoods. We'd cause panic for nothing. 5 decisions, all small, all about money. Then water enters the tank. A violent chemical reaction begins, but safety systems are offline. Pressure and temperature rise. There's no cooling to stop it. Not enough staff to respond. No one takes alarms seriously. After midnight, the tank vents. A dense gas cloud pours into the city. Crawling through streets, homes, hospitals, people wake up choking, eyes burning, lungs filling. Families run into the dark and collapse where they stand. Parents clutch children who stop breathing. No evacuation plan. No one knew what was happening. By dawn, bodies line the streets. Animals lie dead beside them. Thousands die in a few hours. Afterward, no single explosion, no sabotage. The gas escaped because a chain of small decisions made disaster possible. The factory closes. Executives leave the country. The city remains. Decades later, survivors still suffer damaged lungs, blindness, birth defects. The soil is contaminated, the water unsafe. Not one decision. 5 that added up. Deepwater Horizon, not stopping. April 20th, 2010, Gulf of Mexico. The Deepwater Horizon platform floats above one of the deepest oil wells ever attempted. Operations are delayed. Costs rise every day. The well is almost finished. Only final safety checks remain. One test is crucial, a pressure test to see if the cement holding back oil and gas is stable. The test is performed. The results are confusing. Unexpected pressure readings. The decision? Don't stop. They think there's no danger. They believe they're choosing efficiency. Investigating would take time. Delay completion. Cost money. Hours later, gas forces its way through the cement, rises up the well. Safety systems don't stop it in time. At 9:49 p.m., gas reaches the platform. It ignites. An explosion tears through the structure. Then another. Fire engulfs the deck. Workers jump into the dark water below. Some don't make it. After the disaster, questions are asked.
Did the pressure test show anomalies?
Yes.
Did the pressures not match?
Correct.
Was the data unclear?
Yes.
Why didn't you stop?
It would have delayed everything.
How much would stopping have cost?
A few days, a few million.
And how much did not stopping cost?
11 dead. A multi-billion-dollar platform destroyed. 87 days of oil flowing into the Gulf, millions of barrels, poisoned coastlines, dead wildlife, fishing communities ruined, billions in damages. Investigations, no mechanical failure. Equipment worked, the warning signs were seen, the data discussed. Then someone chose to reinterpret it, to convince themselves everything was fine. They didn't stop because stopping cost too much. Moving forward, cost everything. Chernobyl, press the button, April 26, 1986. Chernobyl nuclear power plant, just after midnight. Reactor number 4 is running at low power. A safety test is underway to see if the reactor can power itself during a blackout for final certification. The procedure has gone wrong before. Power is lowered. During the test, the reactor becomes dangerously unstable. Someone makes a decision. Press the AZ5 button. Emergency shutdown, the button designed to stop everything. But due to a fatal design flaw, inserting the control rods causes a massive power surge, 30 gigawatts, 10 times the reactor's maximum output. It takes a fraction of a second. It's enough. 1:23 a.m. Reactor 4 explodes. The roof is blown off. The core is exposed to open air. Radiation pours into the sky. Firefighters arrive. They pick up glowing graphite from the ground with their bare hands. No one warns them. Many die within weeks. Entire cities are evacuated. Families leave homes forever. Radioactive fallout spreads across Europe. Investigations conclude operators followed procedure. The button worked as designed. The system didn't. The reactor was built so that a correct action could become fatal. They built something that could destroy itself when someone tried to shut it down. Dyatlov Pass, leaving the tent. February 1st, 1959. Ural Mountains, Soviet Union. 9 experienced hikers stop for the night on the slope of Mount Kolet-Syakhl, Dead Mountain. Conditions are extreme. Violent winds. Temperatures below -22 degrees Fahrenheit. They pitch their tent on the slope. Inside, everything seems calm. They feel safe. Then, during the night, something changes. The tent no longer feels safe. They decide to leave, not through the entrance, but by cutting the fabric from the inside. The fastest way out. They step into the storm nearly naked, some without shoes, others without jackets. Footprints in the snow show no running, just people walking in a line downhill, away from shelter, away from warmth, away from survival. The bodies are found weeks later. Some die of hypothermia. Others have massive internal injuries, broken ribs, crushed skulls with no external wounds. One body is missing a tongue, another, eyes. Traces of radiation are found on some clothing. The tent is still standing. The Soviet investigation closes the case quickly. The official conclusion is vague, an unknown compelling force. For decades, theories multiply. Avalanche, infrasound, military tests. In 2020, Russian authorities officially conclude the cause was a slab avalanche. Scientific studies support this explanation, but one fact remains. As long as they stayed inside, they were alive. Leaving seemed like the safer choice. It wasn't. Lac-Mégantic, leaving the train unattended. Quebec, July 6, 2013. Lac-Mégantic, Quebec, Canada. A freight train carrying crude oil, 72 tank cars, all full. After midnight, it stops in Nantes, 11 miles uphill from Lac-Mégantic. A crew change is supposed to happen. No one arrives. The train is parked, but only some handbrakes are applied. Nantes sits at a higher elevation. The train is on a slope. Decision? Leave the train unattended. Nothing seems wrong. A routine end of shift. The engineer leaves. Shortly after 1 a.m., the train begins to move. Slowly at first, then faster. Unmanned, uncontrolled. Gravity pulls it toward the city. When it reaches Lac-Mégantic, it's moving at about 65 miles per hour. It derails near the town center. Tank cars rupture, oil floods streets and buildings, then ignites. Explosions follow. A fireball rises above rooftops. Heat shatters windows. Buildings collapse. People inside homes, bars, apartments have seconds to react. Many don't even get one. 47 dead. Downtown erased. Investigations find no sabotage, no mechanical failure. The train did exactly what physics predicts. The disaster began hours earlier when it was left alone on a slope. A routine end of shift. The assumption that everything would hold. Lac-Mégantic wasn't destroyed by speed. It was destroyed by absence. These stories differ only in details, not in mechanism. 8 situations, 1 lesson. The decisions that kill rarely feel dangerous when you make them. These aren't exceptions. They're patterns.